Hi everybody, I'm Miss Lynn. I'm a teaching artist for the PACE program here in Lafayette, Louisiana, and I'm a movement artist. So today we're going to use our whole bodies to make our art. The PACE art program integrates the arts with classroom curriculum, and we're brought to you today by the Acadiana Center for the Arts and the Lafayette Parish school system. Today we're going to be learning about the life cycle of a butterfly, starting with an egg, becoming a caterpillar, making something called a chrysalis, and then finally becoming a butterfly. We'll get to be each one of those things along the way, and we'll get to use our brains and our bodies to figure out how exactly all of these changes happen. All you'll need is some space. And remember, you can always pause this video at any time if you need to. Here's a book that will help tell us how. It's called Caterpillar to Butterfly, and it's by Marsh. This book begins with a riddle. It says, what starts as an egg, then walks on many legs, and then uses wings to fly. Do you know the answer? It's a butterfly. Beautiful butterflies. Butterflies are fun to watch. They fly with loops and dives. Some have bright colors, and some have bold patterns too. Do you see these lines they've made for us to show us how the butterfly can loop and dive? Should we try that with our fingers? Can you have your fingers fly like a butterfly and have it make a loop? Right? You know what a loop is? It's like that, like a circle, and then you keep going. Can you loop with me? Yep, loop. And then let's dive. You know what dive means? It's to start up tall and go down. Can you dive? Woo. So we'll loop and dive like a butterfly. It's also fun to watch butterflies change. They change a lot in their short lives. In fact, there are 4 stages in a butterfly's life. Stage 1 is the egg. Stage 2 is the caterpillar. Stage 3 is a chrysalis. Can you guys say that? Chrysalis? Yeah. And stage 4 is the butterfly. What does the word stage mean? Well, each stage is a step in how something grows. So, a butterfly grows from stage 1, which is the egg, to stage 2, which is the caterpillar, to stage 3, the chrysalis, and right to stage 4, the butterfly. And we'll get to move through all of those stages in just a minute. Here is the first stage, the egg. A mother butterfly lays many eggs on a leaf or branch. Each egg is close to food, caterpillar food that is, and butterfly eggs come in all different shapes. Wow, let's look at these. I wonder if we could try to be these different shaped eggs. So the first one are little round eggs, aren't they? Round and small like a ball. Should we try those? Let's be little round eggs. How do you do that with your body? Show me your little round egg. Does it look kind of like this? Yeah, pretend we're an egg. We got laid on a leaf. All right, what other shapes were there? Let's see. There's this shape, egg, which is kind of like a bowling pin. It's like tall but like wide in the middle. Could you be a shape like that? What would that look like? Could you be an egg that is a little taller than your first ball shape and maybe wider in the middle? Maybe wider in the middle like that. Can you be that kind of egg? That's a shape, right? It just stays in one place. All right, very good. And there was a couple more shapes. Let's see this one. Those are eggs laid on a leaf. Wow. That's like a whole bunch of little eggs, one on top of the other. How could we do that? I guess we could have our two fists on top of each other, right? That would be a shape. And then if we kept going, that would be kind of a movement that talked about those kinds of eggs. You guys want to try those? Yeah. All right. Well, those were all really fun to make. So an egg is definitely a shape. And the egg is where the baby caterpillar grows. That caterpillar grows inside the egg. Let's see what happens next. Aha, the second stage, the caterpillar, stage 2. The tiny caterpillar bites a hole in the egg. It crawls out. The caterpillar is very hungry. The caterpillar eats its shell. Then it eats the leaf it's on. The caterpillar moves to another leaf and it eats that too. Wow, did you know all that? Here's another picture of exactly how the caterpillar breaks out of its egg. You guys see that? So right here, he's just starting to break out. Here he's pushing out a little more. He crawls all the way out, and the first thing he does is he turns around and eats his own eggshell. Well, we could do all that, right? Let's pretend to be that caterpillar. So we have to start inside an egg, right? Let's choose the bowling pin shape of egg, all right? So we're kind of up on our knees, and we have this bowling shape egg. All right, and we're the caterpillar. Do you remember how the caterpillar got out? What's the first thing that happens? The caterpillar eats a hole in the egg. So, what part of us could start that movement? It would be our mouth, right? All right, so pretend that you're using your mouth to eat a little hole in your egg. Here we go. Try it again. All right, we have a hole. Now we get to go out. What body part would be best to help push us out of the egg? What do you think? I feel like my feet and legs would be the thing that would actually push me out. So should we try that? All right, I'm gonna actually bring my arms down because caterpillars don't really have arms like that, right? That was just part of the egg. So since I've eaten part of the eggshell, maybe the eggshell breaks open. And then my feet push me out of the eggshell. Can you do this with me? We crawl out of the eggshell all the way out. And the first thing the caterpillar does is turn back around and eat that eggshell. So let's do that. Right? Wow. And then the caterpillar starts eating the leaf that the egg was born on, right? That the egg hatched on. So let's go ahead and do that. Here we go. What's going to lead us in that? What body part? Still our mouth, right? Is going to lead us eating. And our feet are going to push us forward. So here we go. You can crawl around and eat. Just like a caterpillar. You can imagine what happens after that, right? After all that eating and eating and eating, what happens when you eat? Do you get bigger or smaller? Bigger. Let's see what the book says happens next. That's how you grow, right? You gotta eat. All right, here we go. Aha, the caterpillar grows and grows. It gets too big for its skin. It sheds its old skin like a snake. The new skin fits for a while, but then the caterpillar is too big for that skin too. Caterpillars shed their skin 4 or 5 times. Here's the caterpillar. This right here is the skin it shed, the skin it left behind. So the new caterpillar, look how much bigger he is. He couldn't fit in that skin anymore, so he shed it, or he shook it off, and he left the skin behind. Could we pretend to do that? We got to think about it. How would it work? Let's see. So we're a caterpillar. We decided we would be like this as the caterpillar, right? And we need to shed our skin. Well, I watched a video to see how they did it because I was curious. And they actually start at their head, and they shake off the skin, and then their shoulders shake it off, and then it goes all the way down their body and out, boom, their feet. That's how they shed their skin. They wiggle, 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 and kind of wiggle out of it. And it always starts from head all the way down to tail. Should we try that? Yeah, let's try it. And let's see. Okay, here we go. Shedding our skin. Starting at the head, shoulders, torso, tail. Try it one more time. How many times should we do it? They said 4 or 5 times. So we did 1. How many more do we need? Well, we need 3 more if we're going to do 4 times, right? All right, let's try it. Here's our second time. Head, shoulders, torso, tail. Oh, that was 2. We need 3. Here we go. Head, shoulders, torso, tail. And here's our last time, our 4th time shedding skin. Head, shoulders, torso, tail. We did it! Every time we shed our skin, we grew a little bit more and shed our small skin behind us. By now, the caterpillar is ready to rest. It hangs upside down. It sheds its skin one more time, and the new layer is called a chrysalis. It is a hard shell. Inside, the caterpillar is changing. It stays in the chrysalis for 10 to 14 days. Wow! So the caterpillar is really tired after all that eating and all that growing and all that shedding of skin, and he's ready to slow down. So the caterpillar chooses a branch to hang down from, and this is the caterpillar shedding its skin one last time. As the skin sheds, it goes head to tail. This is the skin coming off. Can you guys see that? Yeah, so he or she is shedding the skin, shaking it to the tail until this hard chrysalis is what's left. All right? Let's try it. Okay. We said the caterpillar was eating and eating and eating and was tired and ready to slow down. So here we are, we have eaten and we're so big and tired. Whoa, I am ready to rest. Here's what I'm gonna do. That's a nice looking branch. I think I'll hang from it. Now remember, they hang upside down. So we can do that, right? And there we go, hanging upside down from the branch. And I'm gonna shed my skin one last time, but I'm tired, so I'm gonna go slower. Remember, we start at the head and we shed all the way down to the feet. So let's do our heads and our shoulders and our torso and our legs and our feet. All right? And now it said we stay a chrysalis. They said the last time we shed our skin, we got bigger and harder. So can you imagine that? And we stay this way for 10 to 14 days. Hard as a shell again. Do you know what happens inside the chrysalis? Let's find out. The chrysalis moves. It splits open. The butterfly wiggles out. Its wings are wet and crumpled. Wow. Let's just do that part, all right? We could be in our chrysalis, being really big and like hardened, right? And we're ready to break open the chrysalis. How do we do that? What body part would let us break open our chrysalis? Well, I looked it up, and what the butterfly does. Oh, that's what happens in the chrysalis. The caterpillar changes into a butterfly. Wow. That's why it takes so long, right? So the caterpillar's in here, changes into a butterfly. It's ready to come out. It pushes its feet away from its back. So for us, we're sort of crumpled up like this. We can push our arms and our back into the floor and our feet out. And that's what it does. It pushes and comes back. Pushes again and comes back. I'm going to go this way so you can see my feet. Pushes and comes back. And finally pushes, boom, splits the chrysalis open. And then it walks around and hangs out on top of the chrysalis. But what did it say? Its wings are wet and crumpled. Let's see what happens next. Blood pumps into the butterfly's wings. They get bigger and harden. The wings dry. Now the butterfly is ready to fly. Have a good trip, butterfly. Wow, let's try that. All right, so we were in our chrysalis. We pushed out. Oof. We crawled on top of it. Okay, can you be here with me? And were our wings ready to fly right when we got out? No, right? Do you remember what they were? They were wet and crumpled. So go ahead and have wet. Crumpled means like, kind of like this. So go ahead and have wet, crumpled wings with me. Now, do you remember what the book said? How do the wings spread out? We have to pump blood into the wings. What part of our body pumps blood? Do you know? The heart. That's inside of us, right here, right? Inside of our chest. So let's pretend that we have wet, crumpled wings and we want them to spread out so we can fly. And we're gonna start from our heart. It can kind of feel like breathing. So let's breathe in, and then when you breathe out, let's try to open the wings a little bit and send blood there. Breathe in and out and open the wings a little more. Send blood to the wings. Breathe in, breathe out, open your wings more. Sending that blood out to the wings. One more time, breathe in and send them out one more time. And test them out. We have to not only open them, but dry them. So we're gonna dry them very slowly. And we're almost ready to fly. So let's do some flying. So here we go. If you are a butterfly, your wings are actually the thing that lead you into flying. So go ahead and try those out. Our wings are we're pretending they're our arms. So if your arms were gonna lead you, follow your arms. We're flying. We could try to roll and dive like we read about in our book earlier. Shall we try that? How would that happen? Here we go, our wings are leading us. If we were to roll, your arms might lead you into a roll. Can you try that? So you gotta have one up and one down, and our arms can lead us into a roll, and our wings can help us dive too. So to dive, let's take a big up, and then we'll go down like that, right? So here we go. Let's fly and roll, whee, and fly and That's what it must feel like to be a butterfly. Let's see what the book says next. Ooh, time for lunch. A butterfly doesn't eat plants like a caterpillar. It has no mouth. Wow. A butterfly drinks nectar from flowers. It drinks juice from fruit. A tube on its head works like a straw. Slurp. All right, so that's some interesting information, huh? The butterfly has done a lot of flying. We did a lot of flying, and now we're hungry. But we don't have a mouth like a caterpillar, right? When we were hungry as a caterpillar, we had a mouth, so we could eat things like eggs and leaves. But now we don't have a mouth. What we do have, the book said it's like a straw, and that's true. It's called a proboscis. And we have it on our head. I'll show you. So here's like a butterfly's proboscis. And when it's not drinking, do this with me. Curl your fingers in and curl your whole arms. Okay, that's what happens to the butterfly's proboscis. It kind of hangs out under their chin, under their head when they're flying. And then when they land on a flower, the proboscis comes out. You want to try that? So let's curl it in. Fly somewhere, land on a flower, curl it out, and drink. So we're drinking what's called nectar, which is like a sweet liquid that's naturally made in flowers. And boy, do butterflies love to eat nectar. All right. This is going to be the last picture we see from a book. A mother butterfly finds a milkweed plant. She lays her eggs, and the life cycle begins again. What does that mean? Why does she land on this particular plant? It's called a milkweed plant. Did you understand that? Well, a mama butterfly doesn't actually stay with her eggs after she lays them, but she does take care of them anyway by leaving them on the exact kind of leaf they like to eat. In the case of a monarch caterpillar or butterfly, which is this orange butterfly, they only eat this plant called milkweed. That's it, no other plant. So the mama butterfly flies around searching for just the right plant. And only when she finds milkweed does she lay her eggs. That's pretty smart, right? If she laid her eggs on any other plant, the caterpillars would get born, would hatch out of their eggs, and have nothing to eat. Would that be good for them? No. And she knows this. So she'll only lay her eggs on milkweed, which is the only thing they eat. That's how she takes care of them. Do you know how the mama butterfly finds the milkweed? She uses her eyes, of course, but she also uses her feet. Butterflies smell with their feet. Isn't that amazing? Let's try it. Let's be that mama butterfly. So we'll fly. Oh, let me do this. Okay, so we'll fly, and we're gonna land on a flower or a plant and test it out. So we'll land and we'll test it with our feet. This is how we smell. Oh, that one's good to eat, right? So let's get our proboscis out. If we're gonna eat, you wanna curl your hands under and get your proboscis ready. Uncurl and eat. So we're gonna have to do double duty here. So our proboscis will go away while we have wings. Just because we don't have one, we don't actually have a proboscis. So let's fly some more. And this time, let's pretend we land on a new plant. Smell it with your feet. Our feet tell us this is milkweed. So if we were grown up enough and we were ready, we would sit and lay our eggs on the milkweed. so they would have something to eat when the caterpillars hatched out of the eggs. And this is why it's called a cycle, right? A cycle is something that goes around and around and around. It never stops. So this is the same. Egg turns into caterpillar, caterpillar turns into chrysalis, chrysalis turns into butterfly, butterfly lays egg, which turns into caterpillar, which makes the chrysalis, from which comes a butterfly, which, if it finds the right plant, lays eggs. And you know what happens next, right? The caterpillar comes out of the egg. So the whole thing goes over and over and over. It never ends. And that's why it's called a cycle. All right, so I think we're ready to put the whole thing together and really make the 4 stages of the butterfly's life cycle into a dance. All right, I found some great music for our butterfly dance, our caterpillar to butterfly dance. So take some space. We're gonna start as the egg and just kind of follow along with me. We'll try it, we'll see, we'll try it together. The first part, we just stay in the egg, and I'll try to talk you through it a little bit as we go. We start to eat, break, come out of the egg, turn around and eat it more. We're still hungry. Let's crawl and eat and shed our skin. Eat some more. Shed our skin. Now we're gonna make the chrysalis. We'll hang upside down as a caterpillar and shed our skin very slowly. Get ready to be a chrysalis. Just hang out. Ready to start pushing out? Push your feet over your back away from each other. Here we go. Open. Crawl on top of your chrysalis with crumpled wings. Start to open them. And dry them off. Okay, get ready for the next part. Once we fly, it'll sound different. Really fly. Ready to roll? And fly. And dive. Fly. Well, thanks for moving with me today. It was fun being eggs, changing to caterpillars, making our chrysalises, and then living as butterflies for a little while before we laid our eggs to start the whole cycle all over again. And remember that word, cycle. It means a never-ending circle, like the wheel on a bicycle. Once it starts, it goes around and around, over and over again, just like we talked about, to be the life cycle of butterflies, in this case. What was your favorite part of the cycle? Mine was probably shedding my skin as I got bigger and bigger as a caterpillar. And I really liked hanging upside down and waiting patiently in my quiet chrysalis. Maybe you liked being an egg the best, about to hatch your caterpillar. Or maybe you loved best having wings and flying around as a butterfly, smelling flowers with your feet and eating their nectar with your proboscis. Whatever was your favorite, you can do this lesson again anytime you want because you'll always be able to find it on the Acadiana Center for the Arts YouTube channel. If you're interested in more lessons, we'll be posting a new lesson every day at 10 a.m. on the Acadiana Center for the Arts YouTube channel for kindergarten, first, and second grades, each tied to the academic curriculum. You can also get these lessons on AOC as part of the Learn United program, which is accessible on AOC on Cox Channel 16 or LUS Channel 4. Kindergarten lessons are always at 8 o'clock in the morning. First and second grade lessons are always at 9 o'clock in the morning. Some lessons will be in visual arts and some will be creative movement, like this one. So be sure to come back and make art with us tomorrow. If you're interested in supporting programs like this, you can visit acadianacenterforthearts.org, the nonprofit who manages the PACE program. So please spread the word, share our videos, and keep making art. Bye-bye, everybody.